Okay, so there's a little bit of debate going on about self-service tills. There are a number of supermarkets such as Morrison saying they've gone too far and there's too many self-service tills. Asda have said they're putting more people on real tills rather than the self-service ones. And I just had to think about it myself because I've always preferred to have self-service tills because I get a bit anxious. I've got general anxiety disorder. I get a bit antisocial. I don't really want to speak to people if I can help it sometimes, and sometimes I just want to go into the supermarket, get what I need to do, scan it, and go. Or I do the self-scanning wand thing. You scan as you go around and you just pay for it at the end and you leave. I prefer that because from a mental health point of view, it's less stressful for me than doing a regular shop with somebody at the till. But I know there are some people who don't like the idea of self-service, particularly if they've got a lot of shopping. And in terms of if you're disabled, I know that my wife prefers to have the self-service because there's more room and she can get around it, because self-service tills tend to have more space around them than the narrow tills do, so it tends to be easier for her to do it that way, and she doesn't mind self-scanning. So it kind of made me wonder what people prefer. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Would you prefer to do self-scan as someone who may have an issue with your mental health or with your physical health? Do you prefer to do self-scan, or do you prefer to do the regular tills? Because just going from my family, we all tend to prefer to use the self-service tills, but there might be reasons why you'd want to have someone at a till helping you. So that's what made me think about it. I was thinking, well, they're saying that they might go back to the traditional tills again, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with that, and I would use it. But would it put you off if you had to use a regular till as opposed to a self-service till? Has self-service tills, when they came in, has it made your life easier? Has it made your shopping easier, physically or mentally, that you might miss if you have to go back to regular tills? It's just something that struck me because I thought, well, yeah, I mean, my wife's now, for example, she hates to use self-service tills because she says it's doing people out of a job, which is true. I mean, that is true. The more self-service tills, the less staff you have on regular tills. But it just intrigued me a little bit as to where people would stand on this if they had a mental or physical problem that might necessitate they use one instead of the other. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.